Hey, I just wanted to offer a little help for anybody who might be having a little bit of trouble with this science assignment. There's a lot of math in there, right? So wanted to show you how to get the averages again. Okay. Now we have three different types of averages, but we're getting four different things, right? Um, we have the mean, and to get the mean, you add them all up, you count up how many numbers you added, and then you divide those two totals. Okay. And when they just say get the average, they mean the mean. Okay. Now the median, that is the middle number. Okay. And the thing you want to do and always note about the median is you don't just say, okay, there's seven numbers here. I'm taking the fourth one. That's the median. You have to order them first. Okay. And the mode, the thing you want to remember about the mode is the M and the O stand for the most often. Do any of those numbers happen more often than the rest? Okay. Now I always put a line before I put the range because I want you to always emphasize that the range is not an average. It's just how far apart are all those numbers spread. Okay. And to find that, you got to find the biggest number and the smallest number and subtract. That's what difference is, the answer to a subtraction problem, right? So I'm going to write the difference between, and in math, instead of saying biggest and smallest, we like to say least and greatest, right? Okay, so make sure you put a little line between those so you don't get them confused and think that the range is a type of average, okay? In general, you use the mean. There are many times when the mean could be skewed, especially if you have a number that's called an outlier. Okay, an outlier, just think of it, it lies way out there. And if you use the mean when you have an outlier, you are kind of lying about the average, right? You're not really fairly representing those numbers. You can say, technically, I'm telling the truth, but remember, you never want to be caught in life having to say, technically, I'm telling the truth, right? You want people to believe what you say. So don't do that. Okay. All right. So the first thing you do when you get the mean is add these numbers. Now, these are the seven numbers for the week of January 8th to the 14th. And these are the seven numbers for the week of February 18th through the 24th. I wrote 25th. Don't let that fool you. Okay. So I'm going to add them all up. Okay. So I'm going with the ones place, right? 5 and 7 is 12, and 9, 21, 25, 31, 39, 48. I'm going to carry that 4. I like to double check 17, 23, 27, 36, 43, 48. Good. Now 4, 5, 14, 23, 29, 30, 38. Carry the 3. I'm going to add up just to make sure. Right. Notice I go down one way. When I check, I go the opposite way. The reason you always want to do something a little bit different when you double check is if you make a mistake, it's easy to follow that path and make the same mistake again. So mix it up a little bit when you want to double check your work. Okay. So we got 38 here. I'm going to double check 8, 9, 15, and 9 is 24, and 9 is 33, 34, and 4 more is 38. Good. So 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 13, 17, 20. 2,088. I'm going to double check. 7, 11, 12, 13, 14, 17, 18, 19, 20. Good. So 2,088. When you put two underlines around it, you're pretty sure that is your total. Okay. Now let's add these up. A little bit easier, huh? 18, 22, 30, and 9 and 1 is 10, 40. Let's double check. I carry that 4, 10, 18, plus 4 is 22, 31, 40. Okay, and 4 and 5 is 9, 15, 21, 28, 34, 39, 45. Let's go up. 11, 17, 24, 30, 36, 41, and 4 is 45. So big difference in totals, okay? And both times I had 7 numbers. So to get the mean, I'm going to divide 7 into those numbers. And remember, now why 7? Because that's when you count. You add, you get this. You count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's how many numbers you added. If I only added 2, I'd be divided by 2. If I added 100 numbers, I'd be dividing by 100, which I'd be done by now, right? Because dividing by 100 is easy. I just moved the decimal 2 spots to the left. Okay, so 7 goes into 20 2 times, and then I go 2 times 7 is 14. What do I do now? I subtract. Okay, this is good practice. Okay, you guys definitely need some more practice. I don't think you got enough of it in 4th and 5th grade with the long division. Okay, so 20 minus 14 is 6. After I subtract, I bring down the next number. And I'm just saying 7 into 68. And that's 9 times, because 9 times 7 is 63. Bring down the 5, bring down the next number. And 7 goes into 58 8 times, because that's 56. Okay. Now I can add a decimal and around it, but I think this is going to be 2/7. So that's going to be less than half. So I'm going to say it's about 298. Okay. The mean is about 298. Okay. And how about here? I'm going 7 into 45. That goes 6 times. 7 times 6 is 42. I subtract. Bring down the next number. 7 goes into 34 times, because that's 28. And again, I get 2 7s, right? The remainder goes on top. So that's not going to round up to 45 or 65. That's going to stay about 64. So we're going to say 64 for the average here. 298 6 weeks ago. That's crazy that we've dropped it that much. I mean, that's good stuff, right? Now, to get the median, I have to put them in order first. So what's the biggest number in this bunch? Looks like it's 488, right? So let's go for, where are we going to put this? Let's put it over here, 488, 4888, right? 488. And now I got 416 as the next biggest. After that, it goes all the way down to 315, then 309. And any of the threes after that, now it's a 199, 197, and all the way down to 164. So I do have 7 numbers. The biggest is 488. The smallest is 164. I don't have any that repeat. Okay, so I'm not going to say the average, the mode is 0 here. I say there is no mode. It'd be cool if the mode was 0. That means I would have two or more zeros in there. And someday we will have a mode of 0. Okay. All right. Put these in order. What's the biggest number? Looks like it's 70. I got a 69. Right. And I'm going to lightly cross these out. 68. And I go 64. 61. And 59 and 59. There's 2 59s. 7. Okay. So check this out. The median for this group is 64. The mean was 64. Okay. So let's go January 8 to 14 here. February 18 to 24 here. And we're going to say the mean 298 and 64. The median was the middle number, 309 and 64. Now the mode for that top one, there was no mode. And that's your answer for what is the mode. You say there is no mode. Don't say 0. right? And the mode here was actually 59. Two of those numbers were 59. Now let's put a line down here before we put the range. Okay, so the range for this group of numbers is the difference between the biggest and smallest, the greatest and least. So I'm going to take that 488 and I'm going to subtract 164. I'll tell you how far apart these are spread out. 8 minus 4, 8 minus 6, and 4 minus 3. Okay, so the range for this group is 324, right? That's way up there. That's a big, wide range, right? And check this out. The range for this group, the biggest number is 70. The smallest number is 59. The range for that is just 11. So those are tightly packed. And that has continued on the last couple of days. It's like 61, 62 the last couple of days, something like that. So you figure we're dropping that 70, we're dropping that 69. Our range is even tighter now than it was then. Anyway, cool stuff. Now you're not done when you get all these numbers. Okay, now you're going to analyze these numbers. What does that mean? Well, part of it has to do with compare and contrast, right? How are they the same? How are they different? And then you're going to give me your opinion on why you think these numbers were so high here and they're so much lower here. And hopefully that continues. That drop continues, right? Now, it seems like we've leveled off quite a bit because last week and a half, it's all been, between 70 and 59, continuing. So it might kind of be level and steady right now. And I would like for it to keep on dropping. But what has caused that? Okay. You get to give me your opinion. This is called analyzing the data, right? And you're going to tell me, and that's the other part of this. So I should see something that looks like this on your paper that you've turned in. And I should also see some answers to the questions on, okay, what do you think? Okay. All right. Hopefully this was helpful. And hopefully you're having a great weekend.